Okay, we're back again with the Dell Inspiron 9100 laptop. Since the last video, I found a stick of RAM that I put in here. It was a 512 megabyte stick. So now the machine has 1.5 gigabytes of memory. And I also ran into an oddity when I was trying to update the Windows 7. The first time I had ran through the updates, I unchecked a lot of the optional updates because I only wanted to run the graphics driver installation. And after I installed the graphics driver and was satisfied with it operating correctly, I wanted to finish running through all the updates, and I could not get any of the other optional updates to show up again, which was a problem because they had drivers in there that I wanted, and it was strange. I've never seen it do that before. Now, since I hadn't really set anything up yet, I just decided to delete everything and redo it because I could spend 20-30 minutes, an hour plus trying to troubleshoot the Windows updates, or I could just spend 3 minutes to set the installer up again and redo it. If I had tons of software installed and I already set everything up, then I'd be more inclined to try to fix it, but it just doesn't make sense when you're that close to the beginning still to be patching things together. So, I reinstalled everything. Reinstalled Windows XP. I haven't reinstalled Windows 7 yet, but I know it's going to work, so I'm not worried about it. So this is a fresh install here. So I've got a drive attached with a bunch of stuff on it. We're going to need all of this stuff. This is all the software I want to put on here and the drivers. I did go to the Dell website, and as I remember from years past, Dell has, and they still have to this day, an exceptional assortment of legacy support, and they had all the drivers I needed for this model and pretty much every other model they've made, which is great. So installing the drivers should be a breeze, and they should all work too. Okay, everything's copied over. I never understood why it would eject it only with certain items selected. It's weird. Anyways, so we're done with that. So let's start with Service Pack 3. Let's get that installed. Then we'll do the drivers. This machine has got some power to it. And for the era, of course, obviously, in relation to what we have today, it's not very powerful, but for the time, this was strong. There's some machines you can spend a half an hour waiting for all this stuff to extract. Okay, so we'll let that go. Okay, so the service pack is installed and looks like everything is fine. Installed pretty quickly. So let's take a look at the drivers and get those installed. Let's start with the video card because that'll make everything else easier. Much better. Alright, so we're done with that one. It's generally better practice to reboot after every installation. I'm going to do them all at once and hope for the best. Usually there's no problem. Our yellow question marks are disappearing. You know what, I don't want to chance it. I'll just restart it after every one. Taking shortcuts usually doesn't end well. This thing is fast. Okay, all the question marks are gone, so the drivers are complete. Let's do one more reboot and we should be good with that. Okay, everything looks pretty good on here. It seems like it was booting up just fine. It does seem like it's a little bit faster with the 1.5 gigabytes versus just the 1. I wouldn't have expected it to make much of a difference, but it's great if it did. I got a couple other things I want to install. This is an update. This is knowledge base. Now let's see, what is it? Oh, that's Internet Explorer 8. That's not what I was going to do, but we'll install that anyways. I think this natively comes with like Explorer 6 or something. Okay, the update I was talking about before, which I was trying to install, is knowledge base 955704, and that particular update gives us what is this? Can't, so I'm going to do that. This particular update gives us compatibility with the exFAT file system, which Windows XP did not natively support without this update. Okay, let's do another reboot. Okay, that's installed. We have VLC. Let's install that. I think this is the version that will work on here. It may be too new, I'm not sure. We'll find out momentarily. Looks like it's going to work okay. Okay, let's see if it launches. Yeah, it's working fine. Okay, cool. So we got that. Virtual clones drive. I'll use this to install Office rather than going through the CD. It's much faster this way. Yes, we'll continue anyways. Okay. Let's see where we at with hard drive space here. We're about halfway full. Let me empty the recycling bin and let's do a refresh here. Whoops. Looking for this. Okay. We're not really running into an issue just yet. I think there's a program I could use that would get rid of a little bit more space, but that's fine for now. Where is, here it is, Office 03. I'll mount that. I have to type in my license code here. Then we'll do a complete install. It doesn't take a whole lot of space. Office 03 is pretty small. Only takes a gigabyte. Nowadays they're like stinking offices, I don't know, 8 or 9 gigabytes on a Mac. I think is even worse. It's ridiculous. This version, the software, the coding and everything, is just much better quality. unfortunately, the Outlook stopped working. Outlook 03 stopped working for most email providers about maybe 2 years ago, or a little bit less than that. I have never experimented with the unofficial service pack 4, but I'm curious to do so to see if maybe that would fix it, because it's some kind of certificate issue somewhere, I think, because Office 03 or Outlook 03 works fine under Windows 7 and newer. So it's something within the system that it relies on that has expired. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to install OneNote as well. I like to use OneNote. I guess I might as well do all of them, because they only take up a couple megabytes, like maybe 50 or 100 megabytes a piece. So I might as well just put them on. I think the Goes Pro camera is better for computer screens because it doesn't have losing focus issues, and it seems like the exposure is a little bit more stable than it is on this camera. Although I believe there is a way to lock the exposure and the focus on this camera as well. It's just not easy. It's pretty easy on the Ghost Pro. Okay. Visio here, and we'll do front page, which I really don't even know what that is. I can't ever recall using front page. What I could do while we're waiting for this is I can map my software folder. I need to add a Windows credential here. Where is the credential manager? And you get spoiled in Windows 7 and newer because you can just search for everything. With this, you really have to know where everything is. I guess we could just do that. It should serve the same purpose. Okay. Details. Programs. Okay, so just back page is left. Where is the program? I'm looking for the cleanup program. Here it is, cleanup 452, and that should give us a fair bit more space. Okay, looks like that's done. So close that out, exit that. This is the file format converters for Office 2007 and newer, which is the .docx, for example. It will allow this to save and read with full compatibility in that format. Okay, the installation is completed. So now we have a full operating copy of Office that works with any of the files I get sent written on the newer version of Office. Okay, so let's delete Office because we're done with that. I'm going to uninstall. Okay, I know why it's doing that. I need to eject it first. Going to uninstall the Why is it still in use? Well, that's fine. I'm gonna uninstall this because it seems to constantly come up in the tray, which just kind of bothers me. So let's get rid of that. Make sure it is gone from here as well. Don't need one note, and that's fine. Okay. All right. Let's restart. Make sure the office is good. I still need to clean the screen. It's got all junk on here. That's fine. Let's run this program. Okay, so that cleaned up 655 megabytes. So that's good. Okay, let's do a restart. You know, I was thinking the other day, I remembered that I believe I have the hard drive. I don't know where it is. I have to look for it. But I believe I have the hard drive from the original 9100 that I was using back when I was in high school. I know I have saved and I've archived that drive, but it would be interesting just to put it back in the machine and see if it works. You know, to see if I can launch the machine exactly as it would have been almost a decade ago. It's not even 1 megabyte, so we'll just leave it there. That's fine. I don't care. So we have about 8 gigabytes free. That's fine. That's more than adequate. Let's install Spotify, which does in fact still work. And yes, it still logs in and plays the music. I'll log in so that you can see that it does in fact play the music. We just have to unblock that. But there it is. It is working. Now it's been saying this for years. It still works just fine. Okay, so that's working. I don't want to hear no stupid commentary about it not working, because you just saw it working. It hasn't closed properly in a long time. You have to kind of like just draw another window for it and then it's fine. I remember it being like that for a while. This is the email program I use. It's portable, so what we'll do is we'll send it to the desktop, I guess. Can I pin it to the start menu? Yep, there it is. And then oh shoot, I can't, that's not gonna work. I gotta move it. I'm gonna put it into the program files first. And then I'll make a shortcut. Oh, why is it like that? Let's take this and have double directories. Okay. Okay, and then we have MyPal, which is the browser I use. And the browser, the MyPal browser seems to work 100%. I have yet to come across a website where it doesn't work. It's slow, which I don't even think is a function of the browser. I think it's a function of the hardware. But it works. Everything from, YouTube Studio to playing back a video, Google search, anything. It works just fine. Now I'll launch it just to make sure it works. Pin to start. Delete that. Well, the network isn't plugged in. It doesn't really work, does it? Oh, gosh. Oh, it is plugged in. So why doesn't it work? Connected. What's the problem? Oh, maybe it just doesn't like that particular website. Yeah, it's working. Everything down to the propaganda Google logo is working. See, even this works. Alright, so there's the browser, that's working, and then this is the screenshot program I use. Okay, we do not need to be spammed with their email. I have the license key. I'll set that up later. We'll just continue the trial for now. Just pin that to the start. Oops. Need to add a password to my account. Nah, I'm worried about that. Okay, and then I always like to turn the guest account on. Okay. Let's turn everything off here. That's fast. That is really fast. Looks good. Spotify is opening on startup, which I don't want it to do. Okay. I can feel that subwoofer working on the bottom of the battery. And speaking of the battery, let me see if I can turn that off in here too. No. Okay. The battery light is no longer giving the error. I wonder if it's starting to work. I did change it out. I don't know if I mentioned this or not. I changed it out since the last video. I found one that had the subwoofer. It's equally as old and it still wasn't charging and the power meter's not working. So I'm pretty sure the battery itself is shot. But now this is saying it's charging, that says 1%, that says 0. I don't believe any of that on there. Well, the 0% I believe, but I don't believe anything else. I'll look into getting a replacement battery, but I'm not sure it's worth the money. You know, I don't think I would use this often enough away from a power outlet, because this doesn't even have a wireless card in it. I may get one, but as it stands right now, there's no wireless card, so it only can be used really sitting at a table with an Ethernet cord plugged in anyways, so you don't really need a battery. But anyways, it's set up, it's working, and I'm very excited to start using this. I've been trying to find one of these machines for several years now, and I have finally found one. So we got to do a little bit of cleanup on the machine physically. We got to do the Windows 7, and then it'll be ready to go.